female shot someone outside in the parking lot. Both subjects were fighting over a parking spot.
New at 5, we are learning new details about a deadly shooting that broke out at a Walmart in North Lauderdale. The Broward Sheriff's Office says the woman who fatally shot the man at the store's parking lot is claiming self-defense.
Walk away. That is what the cell phone footage captured. A woman in a Florida parking lot. A gun already in her hand. 2 words directed at Bart Diguglielmo on the afternoon of June 30th, 2026. He did not walk away. The single most important question this evidence raises is not what happened in that parking lot. It is what the cell phone footage recorded in the seconds before those 2 words were spoken. Because that footage exists, it is in the hands of the Broward County State Attorney's Office right now. And whatever it shows is the difference between a justified act of self-defense and a criminal charge. That footage is the spine of everything that follows. Evidence does not disappear. It waits. This is Crime Spectre. Subscribe and hit the notification bell because this case is still being examined and the footage has not finished speaking yet. North Lauderdale sits in Broward County, about 15 miles north of Miami. The Walmart on West McNabb Road is the kind of location that generates its own footage without anyone intending it to. Parking lot cameras, dash cams, cell phones, people documenting ordinary moments that sometimes become extraordinary evidence. On June 30th, 2026 at approximately 12:25 in the afternoon, an argument began in that parking lot over a parking space. According to the Broward Sheriff's Office, the altercation started approximately 5 minutes before the shot was fired. 5 minutes is a long time in a parking lot. It is long enough for multiple people to observe what was happening, long enough for cameras to capture it from multiple angles, and long enough for the state attorney's office to examine every second of what those cameras recorded before determining whether a criminal charge is warranted. Florida is a stand-your-ground state. Named firearms legal analyst Kurt Lash explained the confirmed legal framework in public commentary on this case. In Florida, you have no duty to retreat. If you are somewhere you have a legal right to be and you reasonably believe deadly force is necessary to prevent death or serious harm, you are legally permitted to use it. That confirmed legal framework is not background information in this case. It is the filter through which the state attorney's office is examining every frame of that cell phone footage right now. Bart Diguglielmo was 62 years old and originally from Hamilton, New Jersey. He had served in the United States Army National Guard during Desert Storm. His family confirmed he spent 30 years working as a nurse following his military service. His Facebook profile listed his roles as combat nurse, combat medic, and tactical communications expert. 3 years earlier, he moved to Lauderhill, Florida. His daughter Amanda told reporters the reason he made that move. He came to be closer to her. They had been estranged for years. Recently, they had been working to repair their relationship. Amanda came forward after her father died with a specific purpose. She told reporters she was very hesitant to speak publicly, but she came forward because she wanted her father remembered for who he truly was, not how media coverage had portrayed him. He was a Christian man and a very good person who would not hurt anyone. That statement came from his sister, who spoke to reporters by phone following the shooting. Amanda said it simply, "I just do not think anybody deserves to lose their life over a parking spot." A veteran, a nurse, a father working to rebuild something with his daughter. On the afternoon of June 30th, 2026, he drove to that Walmart on West McNabb Road and never came home. Investigators confirmed the fatal shooting stemmed from a verbal argument over a parking space. That 5-minute window before the shot was fired is where the confirmed evidence chain begins. The first confirmed piece of evidence is the Tesla dashcam footage. A vehicle parked nearby captured the confrontation as it unfolded in broad daylight. According to reporters who reviewed the footage, the dashcam recorded Diguglielmo approaching the woman near her vehicle. The footage shows him raising his arms as the woman pointed a gun at him. That detail establishes the physical positioning before the shot was fired. The second confirmed recording is the cell phone footage. This is the evidence spine of this entire case. The woman was holding the cell phone herself. In one hand she held the phone. In the other she held the gun. That means the cell phone footage is not just a witness recording. It is potentially a first-person recording of everything she saw, heard, and said in the minutes before she fired. According to eyewitness accounts and reporters who reviewed available footage, the cell phone captured the woman telling Diguglielmo to walk away moments before she fired. walk away. 2 words spoken with a gun already drawn. But here is the question that cell phone footage has not yet publicly answered. What did it capture before those 2 words? What was said in those 5 minutes between the parking space argument and that final warning? What is on that audio that the state attorney's office is examining right now and that the public has not yet heard? That question is the center of this entire investigation. The third confirmed detail is the physical positioning at the moment of the shot. Diguglielmo was several feet away from the woman when she fired. He was not armed. He appeared to start walking away before turning back toward her. That confirmed sequence of walking away and turning back is what the self-defense assessment rests on. The woman remained at the scene after the shooting. She cooperated fully with detectives. She placed the gun on the roof of her vehicle and waited for officers to arrive. A witness told reporters he heard a woman screaming and crying. According to detectives, she told them she fired in self-defense. The fourth confirmed detail is what the footage does not show. No outlet has publicly released the full unedited audio from the cell phone recording. The audio preceding the shot was not fully audible in versions released to the public. Whatever that full audio contains has not entered the confirmed public record. That gap between what the footage shows and what the audio contains is the single most significant open question in this entire case. A cell phone recorded everything: the argument, the warnings, the shot, and the woman holding that cell phone was also holding the gun. That means the most important piece of evidence in this case was being created by one of the 2 people at the center of it. Sit with that, because what comes next is the question that evidence raises about who that recording helps and who it does not. Here is where the confirmed evidence splits into 2 directions and where you need to decide what you believe. The confirmed self-defense argument rests on 4 specific details. First, the woman told Diguglielmo to walk away before firing. That verbal warning establishes she communicated her intention before acting on it. Second, she was retreating. Reporters confirmed she backed up around the vehicle multiple times as Diguglielmo continued toward her. Third, Diguglielmo appeared to start walking away before turning back toward her. That re-engagement is what stand your ground law in Florida specifically addresses. A person who retreats and then re-engages a confrontation with someone who has already communicated a willingness to use deadly force is legally placing themselves in the position of aggressor regardless of whether they are armed. Fourth, she stayed at the scene. She placed the gun on the roof of her vehicle. She cooperated fully with homicide detectives. That behavior is consistent with someone who believed their actions were legally justified. But here is the argument that runs in the opposite direction. The gun was already in her hand when she exited her vehicle. Reporters confirmed she was holding the phone in one hand and the gun in the other before the confrontation reached its conclusion. Named legal analyst Kurt Lash stated publicly that having a gun already displayed in your hand raises questions about whether the self-defense justification existed at the moment she produced the weapon rather than at the moment she fired. Diguglielmo was not armed at any point. He was several feet away when the shot rang out, and what the full unedited cell phone audio contains has not yet been answered publicly. Both directions are confirmed. Both raise questions the evidence does not yet fully resolve. Do you believe the moment that determines everything in this case is when she said walk away? Or do you believe it is when she stepped out of that vehicle already holding the gun? Drop your answer in the comments because the state attorney's office is working through exactly that question right now. As of July 3, 2026, no charges have been filed against the woman in connection with the death of Bart Diguglielmo. The Broward Sheriff's Office confirmed the investigation is active and ongoing. Once complete, it will be turned over to the state attorney's office, which will determine whether criminal charges are warranted. Homicide detectives rather than patrol officers are examining the evidence. That means the full cell phone recording, the Tesla dashcam footage, the witness accounts, and the physical evidence from the scene are all being processed by investigators whose specific role is determining whether a death constitutes a criminal act. The woman has not been publicly identified. She cooperated fully at the scene and was not arrested. Under Florida law, if a person presents a credible self-defense claim at the scene, investigators are not required to make an immediate arrest. But that does not determine the final outcome. That determination belongs entirely to the state attorney's office. Amanda has spoken publicly. The investigation has not produced a timeline for when the state attorney's office will announce its determination. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Broward Sheriff's Office directly. 3 separate evidence tracks are moving simultaneously toward the same determination. None has reached its conclusion, but all 3 are pointing in the same direction. The first track is the cell phone footage. The state attorney's office has the full unedited recording. That recording was made by one of the 2 people at the center of this confrontation. Whatever the audio contains in those 5 minutes before walkaway was spoken has not entered the public record. When that audio is fully examined, it will either confirm the self-defense narrative or raise questions about what was happening before the gun was drawn. The second track is the Tesla dashcam footage. A separate independent recording from a vehicle parked nearby captured the confrontation from an angle that neither participant controlled. 2 cameras, 2 angles, 1 confrontation. The state attorney's office has both. The third track is the witness accounts. At least 1 confirmed witness spoke to reporters after the shooting. What those witnesses heard in the audio that has not been publicly released is the missing link between what the footage shows and what investigators will ultimately determine. 3 tracks, all moving, all pointing toward the same question. What did that cell phone record before the shot was fired? Whatever the answer is, it will determine everything that happens next. Bart Diguglielmo served his country for years. He spent 30 years as a nurse. He moved to Florida to be closer to his daughter. They were still working on what they were building together when he drove to that Walmart on West McNabb Road that afternoon and never came home. His daughter Amanda came forward not to attack the woman who shot him. She came forward so her father would be remembered for who he was. A veteran, a nurse, a Christian man who would not hurt anyone. The person she was still getting to know. Walk away. That is what the cell phone footage captured her saying moments before she fired. 2 words directed at an unarmed man several feet away. 2 words that are now at the center of an active investigation being examined by the state attorney's office. The full audio of that cell phone recording has not been publicly released. The Tesla dashcam footage has not been fully described in the public record. The state attorney's office has not announced a timeline, and the woman who fired that shot has not been publicly identified. 3 evidence tracks still moving. The cell phone, the dashcam, the witnesses, all pointing toward the same question that has not yet been answered. What did that recording capture before she said walk away? Crime Spectre will be here when that answer arrives. Subscribe, leave a like, and share this so this story reaches the people who need to hear it. Bart Diguglielmo moved to Florida to be closer to his daughter. He never got to finish what they started. And somewhere in the Broward County State Attorney's Office, a cell phone recording is waiting to tell us whether what ended his life in that parking lot was self-defense or something the law will not allow.